Who's gonna stop Seth Rollins?
Rollins, this is Bretto live on YouTube.
Welcome everyone to the Week in Review, episode 318, where we talk about Raw and SmackDown in a WWE action figure setup style. We're going to be starting off with Monday Night Raw from Quebec City, so Montreal. Oh, and Sami Zayn, you best bet he had a match on this episode of Raw. This episode of Raw was like low-key mid. Like, it felt so similar to last week. We're going to talk about each and everything that happened on this show, so let's run it up. And about halfway through the video, we're going to be talking about the Blue Brand SmackDown, so stay tuned. CM Punk wants revenge on Seth Rollins so bad. He said, Seth, I'm going to break your dang legs. Of course, Seth Rollins faked his injuries, so CM Punk, he's coming for blood, or should I say he's coming for bones. CM Punk gets interrupted by LA Knight. LA Knight says, back in the line, I have next up for the World Heavyweight Championship. I need a rematch. You caused a disqualification last week, even though Seth Rollins was about to end LA Knight's life by stomping him into the concrete, but that's besides the fact. You're gonna get interrupted by the Vision, that being the Oracle and both Brawns, and set up for a tag team match in the main event. I will talk about it in a few. So Dragon Lee got the opportunity to team with AJ Styles in a tag team match to go up against Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano, or is it Ludwig Kaiser, or is it Chad Gable? I don't even know anymore. But how do you guys like my custom? We got Hulk Hogan, Kurt Angle right there. Can't wait to get the figure. I keep on making these goofy customs every week. But this tag match was so much fun, man. Most of the match, Dragon Lee was dominated up until AJ Styles got tagged in, but Dominic Mysterio kept popping on this mask the entire time, and then he put the metal plate, similar to what El Grande Americano does, into his mask. He headbutted AJ Styles, and that led to AJ Styles getting pinned by El Grande Americano. So Dom screws AJ. AJ Styles got outsmarted again. First it was the boot to the head. Now it's the metal plate to the head by Dom. But AJ Styles will eventually get that IC title. I guarantee it. I really enjoyed this match, low-key. Oh, are the Kabuki Warriors turning heel? Absolutely. Gonna happen. Well, first of all, Io Sky was supposed to have a World Women's Championship match up against Naomi. Does anybody know anything about Naomi's injury? Supposedly, she was not medically cleared to compete, so Roxanne Perez stepped up to the plate. It was Roxanne versus Io Sky. Roxanne won this match, bro. Shocking. Io Sky's a former World Women's Champion, and Roxanne's gonna take a W? That's crazy. So Io told the Kabuki Warriors not to get involved. They get on the apron, and then it just ends to bad things. Io accidentally knocks both of them off the apron. It leads to Roxanne rolling up Io. What didn't go wrong here? And then, backstage, Asuka's gonna shove Io Sky out of frustration. But dude, you could just sense the heel vibe from the Kabuki Warriors, bro. You could just feel it. Even Rhea Ripley told Io, like, hey, watch out for them, bro. Don't trust them. Io was all caught up in emotion. She didn't want to hear it. But low-key, this is going places, bro. This is definitely going places. Heel Kabuki Warriors, I'm down. This was literally for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, and this is the first time ever that Maxine's fighting for a singles championship in WWE. The match was just a cakewalk. I mean, come on, bro. Maxine Dupree just got dog-walked by freaking Becky Lynch, locks in the disarmor, taps out Maxine Dupree. And then Natalya looks to check on Maxine after the match. It doesn't work out. Becky Lynch basically just blindsides her from behind. So it's probably just going to lead to Natalya versus Becky Lynch next week on Raw or something. But like, bro, where's Lyra? Like, why isn't Lyra coming out to maybe help or like advance a story with Becky Lynch? I was expecting Lyra Valkyria, but this was boring. Sami Zayn, Montreal's own, had a match one-on-one against Rusev on this episode of Raw. Of course, Rusev punching Sami Zayn last week. So Sami's like, hey, I'm gonna step up to the plate. Let's have a match, Rusev. Sami needed to make sure that Sheamus promised that he would not get involved in this match, but Sheamus wasn't the one we had to worry about. Solo and his MFT got involved. I wasn't expecting this because, of course, they're from SmackDown, right? So Adam Pearce was pissed off about this. He's like, Nick Aldis, what are these guys doing on my show? So they attack Sami. They beat him down. Obviously, it turns into a disqualification, and that means the bell rung, right? So now Sheamus could get involved. He's just going to absolutely annihilate Rusev until security breaks it up. But dude, that rivalry is not over, bro. Sheamus and Rusev, I'm all for it. They always have kick butt matches, but man, Sami's got beef with the MFT now. Did anybody else find that Bayley video package very interesting? I'm kind of getting like a psychotic vibe from Bayley. Like, I think she's going to have like a brand new character coming out very soon. She's just going to be like this mentally just insane person. I guess we'll see. At least that's the vibe that I got from those screams at the end of the video. But Lyra Valkyria is like, yo, this is not my problem. I want nothing to do with this. I have no clue what's going on. It's not my fault. I'm like, Lyra, it might be your fault. You left Bailey high and dry. And our main event tag team match was absolute chaos. Well, first of all, Seth Rollins lied again, told us that he fired up the private jet and that he was out of here. He was getting out of this scummy town, that being Quebec City. He's gonna run in and cause a disqualification. The Vision looked to take down Punk and LA Knight, but here comes Jey Uso. People thought it was gonna be the OTC, but nah, Jey Uso's back on Monday Night Raw. He's gonna come out with a steel chair, and they actually was able to take out the Vision. Pierce is gonna come out and make a fatal four-way match for Clash in Paris. It's gonna be Seth Rollins defending his WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Jey Uso. And not only Jey Uso, CM Punk and LA Knight. You know how crazy that fatal four-way match is gonna be? Most likely Seth just retains, but it's still gonna be an amazing match. I thought that was gonna end the show, but LA Knight and CM Punk, tensions were running high all night. They start brawling out of nowhere. I'm like, no. So Braun Breaker takes advantage, spears Jey, and they just start annihilating Punk, Knight, and Jey. So the Vision just stands tall again to end the show. Oh my gosh, is this getting old? Seth Rollins' Vision is so insanely powerful. Like, they're literally untouchable. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that fatal four-way at Clash in Paris. That's gonna be good. This episode of Raw was low-key boring. I'm sorry. So similar to the past couple weeks that we've been seeing. The Vision on top, Vision on top, Vision on top. It's like, oh my gosh, bro. Favorite match was AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano. Favorite moment was Dominic Mysterio using the metal plate in the mask. I thought that was kind of cool. And ranking the show out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. That's weak. Let's jump into SmackDown, see if they did any better on Friday. All right, Friday Night SmackDown. Are you gonna do better than Monday Night Raw? I think they did. Boston, Massachusetts just hosted this week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Got that giant John Cena t-shirt. Even though the Giants suck, it's still a freaking sick shirt. What do you say we talk about this quick but solid episode of Friday Night SmackDown? Before we jump into the matches and the results, did anybody else notice that the Wyatt Six was stalking everybody in their backstage promos the entire night? I swear, every single member, if you look back at all the backstage segments, you could find every member of the Wyatt Six. I swear to you, it was awesome. We would open up the show with Solo and his MFT. They would get interrupted by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn making the announcement that he is now a SmackDown superstar. He is no longer on Monday Night Raw. Done with Karrion Kross, which feels good to say. He wants the United States Championship, and he wants Solo Sikoa. Obviously, this is going to end in an all-out brawl. Looked like it was just going to be a 4-on-1 beatdown. MFT just beats the hell out of Sami Zayn. But no! We saw Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu come out, back up Sami Zayn, and it led to our main event, which I will talk about it in a few. The main event was so much fun, but solid opening segment. Bro, this match was so lame. Piper Niven had a one-on-one match up against Alexa Bliss. Of course, you had Charlotte, Alba Fire, and Chelsea Green on ringside. Believe it or not, Alexa Bliss actually beat Piper Niven. She was able to roll her up and pick up the victory. But after the match, obviously, the Secret Service were pissed off, so they were going to jump in the ring, attack Alexa Bliss, and here comes Charlotte Flair to try to help out, because of course she was on the ringside as well, but it didn't work out. The Secret Service lay waste to our current women's tag team champions. So I would assume they're probably going to get a tag team championship match here in the future. Of course, that being the Secret Service. Mellow Miz made their return to Friday Night SmackDown here, and they fought Axiom and Nathan Frazier. I really enjoyed this tag match, dude. Seriously. And I really like Mellow Miz. But I don't know if Mello's so fond of Miz anymore. Mello was closing on the victory. He was looking to hit nothing but net here on Axiom, but it didn't work out. Miz tags himself in and hits the skull-crushing finale to take the W. A bunch of tag teams are gunning towards the Wyatt Six, and they want a tag team championship match. But after this victory from Mellow Miz, I'm thinking they deserve the tag team championship match, dude. Straight up. And I love how they introduced Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy in this match. They kind of appeared with spotlights on them in the crowd, so they're still terrorizing the Miz. We're shocked to see no Cody Rhodes on this episode of SmackDown, so Drew McIntyre is gonna cut a promo uninterrupted? Chances of that are super duper slim. So Drew McIntyre is gonna say that he didn't attack Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes attacked Drew first by sending him into the steel post, so Drew is just defending himself when he claymored Cody Rhodes through the bottom of that damn announce table. But Drew McIntyre obviously wants a WWE Championship match, and most likely that's gonna be happening at Clash in Paris. I'm super duper freaking excited for it, bro. I love Drew McIntyre. He's so fluent on the microphone. The way that he walked us through the entire situation here, communicated with the commentators, it was great. This match was like too easy, bro. I swear. So the Street Profits had a quick tag team match here against DIY, and they took such a fast W. Like, Montez hit the frog splash on Ciampa, and it was literally all over. Street Profits take a W, and they're one step closer to possibly becoming tag team champions. Our main event of the show absolutely smacked. It was Jacob Fatu, Jimmy Uso, and Sami Zayn fighting the MFTs, Solo Sikoa, JC Mateo, and Tonga Loa. Tala Tonga did sit this one out, but he still was a factor on the outside. He took out Sami Zayn while the referee's back was turned, of course, but this tag match was so much fun, bro. I loved the dive over the top rope. Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu absolutely tore the house down in this match. The man that would get the pinfall, the honorary use, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn gets the pinfall, pinning Solo Sikoa again. If Sami doesn't get a U.S. Championship match at Clash in Paris, I don't even know what's up, bro. He deserves a U.S. Championship, and he wants it, bro. And he got a little hug from Jacob Fatu after the match. So, bro, OG bloodline right here. Adding a new OG member, that being Jacob Fatu. The tag match was so much fun, dude. And putting the MFT in their place. Let's go. It was Friday Night SmackDown for Boston, Massachusetts. Boston didn't even get their hometown boy, that being John Cena. Where were you? We couldn't see ya. Ranking SmackDown out of 10, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. My favorite match was easily the main event, where the MFT fought Jacob Fatu, Big Jim, and Sami Zayn. My favorite moment was the interaction between Jacob Fatu, Sami Zayn, and Big Jim after their match. That interaction was so wholesome and awesome. I just love that main event, bro. So good. Hope you guys enjoyed this week in review setup. Stay tuned for next week where we run it back again. We don't miss, just like Mello. Peace. For live out.